Welcome back to Work is Third. If you love the full conversation with Jayden Aubryn, you'll enjoy this bonus clip, a lighter, more personal exchange where Jayden answers the 4 questions I ask every guest, and we discuss how to make learning accessible in everyday life and why creative expression is one of the most powerful forms of self-care. Let's listen in. Before we wrap up, I would like to ask you the 4 questions I ask every guest, if you're up for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first question is, what is it easy for you to say yes to?
Um, Anything that pays me.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So then what is it hard for you to say no to?
Continuing education opportunities. I'm a huge nerd and I love learning. And if you say I can get some sort of continuing education credit or that there's a knowledge piece, I'm like, do I want to spend $500 on this right now? No, I don't need to do this. It's okay.
I would like to just briefly explore this because I also am a nerd and I love continuing education opportunities. And I have 2 certifications that I hold and have to maintain. And I have found that one of the things that goes first when I get busy is that time for self-learning or, that time for continuing education. And it's really hard because I actually want to build that time into my calendar, but I haven't. Which also makes me say, like, maybe I don't value it in the way that I thought I did. And can I think about a way to incorporate this that makes sense? I haven't figured that out yet.
Well, I will also say sometimes it's a value shift, but other times is how accessible is it for you, right? Because if you just committed to a one-time in-person training, could you do that? Are you trying to do an online self-guided course in which you're taking notes and that you need to be more present? That takes a little bit more time and energy. Other times, I'm just like listening to audiobooks on Libby, the library app that are free, or podcasts that are educational, or maybe I'm on a bus and I'm just going down a Wikipedia rabbit hole and then looking at the cited links and research articles. There's so many different ways to engage with continuing education. So, which ones are more accessible and less accessible for you at this moment in time?
Well, I love that you said Libby because I also am a huge fan of Libby, but you also reminded me that that is also continuing education. I read a lot of books, all kinds. I read fiction, nonfiction, memoirs, and that is also continuous learning.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for that reminder. Yeah.
Anytime.
Okay. So the next question is when it comes to rest or self-care or joy or any of these kind of related themes, what do you do really well?
Um, I do really well at expressing myself and having mediums to do that, as an artist, whether it's singing or dance or poetry or, whatever it is. I think I'm really good at saying I feel overwhelmed with emotions, like happy or sad or whatever. And I'm going to express them.
That is a good thing to be good at. So I appreciate that. So on the flip side is where do you still struggle or experience challenge?
Yeah, yeah. I think that my biggest challenge is feeling grounded and remembering like how good things are for me right now. Cause I'm always thinking about goals and what do I want to work towards. And I have to actually remember to reflect on like where have I come from, right? Even in the past few years, a few years ago, I was like almost homeless because of this stupid legal battle that cost way more money than I had, and now I'm like living my best life in Spain, seeing clients like 3 to 4 days a week, and working on reducing that and holding retreats and selling twerking courses online. So like, while I still have goals. Um, like I'm doing pretty well and taking time to reflect on that. Um, Again, I like to move a lot, so the being still is a bit of a struggle.
Being still is a struggle for me as well. So I can 100% relate to that. Well, I really appreciate your insights on these. And I think so much of what we talked about is so practical for so many listeners to think about how they can do some of these same things in their own life, have more movement, find more joy, connect with your emotions, release your emotions, whatever emotion that it is. These are all things that any of us have access to. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that perspective that you've shared.
And thank you so much for having me on. This was such a wonderful conversation.
I love Jaden's reminder that learning can look like a lot of things: an audiobook, a dance, a doodle, or just taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come. If you enjoyed this bonus conversation, make sure to listen to the full episode, do whatever you want, be whoever you are with Jayden Aubryn, and subscribe to Work is Third wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, put yourself first.